Hello students, welcome back to AVS classes. I'm your AVS educator again here with you. So students, now we have unit 3 which is gifts of nature. So what we have to learn in this? So what we are going to learn in unit 3? Nature gives us many wonderful things, not just animals and plants, but also water and food, which are very important for our health and well-being. In this unit, we will learn about how precious water is and why we must save and keep it clean. The different types of food we eat and how they help our body. Ways to stay clean, healthy, and happy every day. So, in this chapter, we are going to learn those nature's things which is not a living thing but plays a very important role in our life. Okay. So what we are going to learn in this unit, we will understand those things which is given by the nature, but not those things are living organism. If we are talking about water, because water is a very precious thing for us, we cannot imagine a life without water. We cannot imagine a life without food. Even how we have to keep ourselves clean, healthy, and happy every day to live a good and healthy life. So we must take care of these gifts of nature and use them wisely so that we and others can enjoy them in the future too. So, all of you, are you ready to deep down into unit number 3? Let's get started. So, students, now we have chapter number 7, which is water, a precious gift. So, what we are going to understand So what we are going to understand in this chapter that how much importance of water have in our life. How without water we cannot imagine our life. So all of you, are you ready? Let's get started. What are the learning objectives we have in this chapter? By the end of the chapter, students will be able to understand the importance of rain as a source of water, water on earth, observe and describe rainfall and its effects on the surrounding. Identify where rainwater goes after it falls on different surfaces like soil, roads, and rooftops. Recognize that rainwater helps recharge groundwater and fills streams, rivers, and ponds. So basically, we have a lot of learning objectives, and now we are going to learn about how water comes on the earth, how water fills the groundwater, and other things as well. So let's get started. Here we have rain, a special gift from the sky. Rain is a very important for all living things. It is the main source of water on earth. When it rains, water falls from the clouds to the ground. This water fills rivers, ponds, lakes, and wells. So what we understand here that rain is one of the main source of water. While rain is comes on when rain falls on the ground, it will help to fill the rivers, ponds, lakes, and wells. Rainwater soaks into the soil and becomes underground water. Throughout the Plants drink this water through their roots. Animals and people use rainwater too. Without rain, there would be no water in rivers or wells. Farmers need rain to grow crops. Trees and plants also need rain to stay green and healthy. So we understand the importance of rain in our life that without rain, we don't have water in our wells, in our ponds, in our rivers. Because when water falls from the clouds, it will help us to fill these things. Now, what we understand here, when water comes on the ground and fall on the ground will absorb it and it will convert it into the underground water. And this underground water will suck with the help of the roots to the plants. And animals and people also use rainwater. Now, without rain, we cannot imagine how we can fill these lakes, rivers, and ponds. So that is why rivers play, or that is why rain is very important for us. The other things which we have to keep in mind that the farmers also need rainwater for their crops. The plants and trees also need water for their proper growth. Rain cools the air and makes the earth fresh and clean. It brings joy to everyone and helps life to grow. That is why we must take care of this wonderful gift and never waste water. So we have to understand the importance of rainwater, and we always keep in mind that we have to stop wasting our water. Next, what we are going to learn, rainfall and its effect on our surrounding. What is the effects we have of rainfall? When it rains, water falls from the sky and touches the earth. This is called rainfall. So what we understand with rainfall, when water fall from the clouds and it touches the earth, that is referred as rainfall. Rain can be light or heavy and it can last for a short time or a long time. Sometimes if you see in that in rainy season we have a lot of rain by daily basis, again and again, again and again. Or sometimes rain become a blue moon for us, it will not appear for a single day. So rain helps plants grow by giving them water. Trees, flowers and crops need rain to stay healthy and green. So imagine some type of plants we can pour water on those plants, but those plants which is not have any kind of human beings who pour the water inside them. So for those plants, rain plays a very important role because with the help of rain, they get water only. Now, after the rain, the air feels fresh and after the rain, the air feels fresh and cool. So it's not important for animals, for plants, it is also important for the ear, right? Because with the help of rain, we feel fresh air and cool air. Now, rainwater fills rivers, lakes, and ponds, which you already discussed. It also soaks into the soil, helping underground water get refilled. This water is important for wells and bore wells. So the underground water is used by the help of wells, with the help of wells and bore wells. Sometimes heavy rain can cause water to collect in puddles and flow on roads. This can make the ground slippery and cause small floods in some places. But rain also cleans the air and washes away dust. So what we understand here, by removing the dust, rain also clean the air. Sometimes it become slippery or when the heavy rainfall we have on the roads, etc. So at that time you have to consider the safety for you. Now, rain brings life and happiness to the earth. It helps animals, plants, and people live. So, what we understand here, that rain brings life and happiness to the earth. It helps animals, plants, and people live well. That is why we should be thankful for rainfall and use water wisely. So, you have to show gratitude towards the rainfall and always keep in mind that you have to use water properly and safely without wasting a single drop of it. Next we have, where does rainwater go? So now the next question and interesting and curiosity we have, where the rainwater goes, right? When rainwater falls on the ground, it doesn't just stay there. It goes to different places depending on water it lands. If rainfall on if rain falls on soft soil, the if rain falls on soft soil, the water soaks into the ground. This water goes deep underground and helps fill wells and bore wells. Plants and trees also drink this water through their roots. So what we understand here, if rain falls on soft soil, so this water will be suck inside the soil and it will be used as the underground water with the help of the wells and bore wells, and living organisms like plants also get to suck this underground water from with the help of their roots. Now, if rain falls on hard surfaces like roads, rooftops, or pavements, the water cannot soak in. Instead, it flows quickly and collects in drains, puddles or nearby rivers and lakes. So what we understand here, if rainfall on the roads, then it cannot absorb as underground water, then it will be transferred or it will be come to the puddles, drains or nearby rivers we have. Now rainwater that collects in puddles or ponds slowly joins streams and rivers. These rivers carry water to bigger lakes and oceans. So what we understand, those water which is collected inside the puddles and ponds, it will be connected to the further rivers and then by rivers to the big oceans and big rivers. Now, and by rivers to the big lakes or oceans. So rainwater is always moving. It soaks into the soil, flows over streets, full ponds and join rivers. This movement of water is very important for keeping nature healthy and providing water for people, plants and animals. So this movement is very important of rainfall, because if it's collect on a single place, then it will become a flood, which is very dangerous for us. Or otherwise, if water cannot have this movement, so how will we supply water in different places? Now what we understand, now we have how water now we have how rainwater helps nature. So we already discussed it. Rainfall helps with plants, animals by filling rivers, lakes to for human beings. But we are going to discuss in more detail. Rain is very important for life on earth. When it rains, water falls on the ground. Some of this rainwater soaks into the soil. It goes deep down and fills the spaces under the ground. This is called groundwater. When the water absorbed by the ground, that is referred as your groundwater or underground water. We get water from wells and hand pumps because of this groundwater. So when we are pushing pumps, so what we are doing, we are pushing the water inside the groundwater. Rainwater also flows into small streams, ponds and rivers. These water bodies become full after heavy rain. This helps animals, birds and people who use water for them. So by filling rivers, lakes and big lakes, what will happen? This water further will be used by the human beings basically, because this water will be transferred to the different places, right? And the other animals, birds and other animals and birds also using this water, right? So basically rainwater is very important for us. Next, so rainwater is not just water from the sky. It helps refill the earth and keeps our ponds, rivers and wells full. That is why we must save and use rainwater wisely. So first thing we have to understand here, that if we don't have rainwater, so how our lakes, rivers, oceans can fill? Think about it. So the water we get, it is directly or indirectly, basically it is rainwater. So that is why rainwater is very important for us, and we always have to store it and we always have to store it and use it properly. Next, we have different sources of water. Right now we are discussing about only the one source of water, which is rain water, right? Rainfall. Now we are going to discuss about the different sources of the water. So what other sources we have? We use we use water every day for drinking, bathing, cooking and cleaning. Water comes to us from different sources. Let's learn about some of them. Okay, मैं एक बार दोबारा से बोल देती हूँ. So now we are going to discuss about the different sources of water. What we have to understand here, that what are the different sources we have. By the root we get water for our day-to-day works. Now we use water every day for drinking, bathing, cooking and cleaning. Water comes us from different sources. Let's learn about some of them. So the first thing we have taps. So in morning, always what you are doing, the first thing you are doing, you're opening your tap to get the water. Water comes to our homes through pipes and flows out from taps. This water is clean and sent by the water department. So water department, what they do, they just collect the water from rivers and lakes, they clean them and then transfer with the help of the water line to our homes. Next, wells. A well is a deep hole dig into the ground. People pull water up from wells using buckets or pumps. So you are seeing so many times the wells in village, in your villages. So how we use the well water? By taking the bucket in, by putting the bucket inside the well and then we pull it. Next we have bore wells. Bore wells like this one. This is the example. This is the image of bore well. Bore wells are deep, narrow holes made using machines. They bring water from deep inside the ground. So they help us this kind of machines help us to take out the groundwater for our daily uses. Now tankers, in some places water is brought in big trucks called tankers. People fill their bucket from these tankers. These are all important sources of water that help us in our daily life. We must never waste water from any source. So what we understand here, that water comes in different sources. This tanker source you generally see in Mumbai for the this tanker source of water transferring. Okay, fine. This tanker source you always seen in the big cities like Delhi, like this tanker source you will see in this tanker source you will see in Mumbai is basically if you see the cereals. So what you see that then in this tanker it is filled with water and all other people are filled their buckets with this tanker only. So what we understand here, these are the types of sources we have by this is the basically route of water to come in our home. So we always keep in a mind that we have to use these sources properly and wisely and never waste our water, okay, from any source of the water supply. Now the next point we have how water. The next we have how water reaches our home. So now we are going to understand the proper route of water to our home. Water travels a long way before it reaches our taps at home. Let's see how it happens. So don't think about this, our water comes through the tap. It is a whole process behind this, and now we are going to discuss that. First, rainwater fills rivers, lakes, and ponds. So this is our picture number one. First, rainfall happens, and then these rivers, lakes will fill. Next, this water is collected and cleaned at a water treatment plant to make it safe for us. Some there are other minerals. Like what था साइंस का क्या था वो nutrients minerals. So basically in rainwater we have so many other particles as well. So first of all we have to clean the rainfall water. So first of all we have to clean the rainwater for our daily purposes. So the second thing, the second picture here we have a water department where this water which is collected by the rainfall it's get cleaned for our day-to-day use. Now then the clean water is stored in a large tank. Then this type of tanks we have where this clean water get stored. Further, from these tanks, water flows through underground pipes. These type of pipes are there in underground which is connected to our home, and with the help of this pipe we get the water inside our home. Now these pipes carry the water to our homes, schools and buildings. Finally water comes out when we open the tap. These taps are connected to these taps, and with the help of this pipes when we open the tap we get the water. This is how water reaches us every day. We must use it carefully and not waste it. So what we have to understand here that we need to what we have to understand here, we have to save each drop of the water. Now what we are going to learn next, here we have to understand that we use water every day. We all know without water we use water every day. We all know without water we cannot imagine a single day of our life because we need water for drinking, we need water for bathing, cooking, cleaning, water planting, right? And now we are going to learn in detail about this. Water is very important in our daily life. We cannot live without it. We can use water in many ways at home, in schools and even outside. For drinking, we drink clean water every day to stay healthy and feel fresh. It helps our body work properly. First, imagine that when your mother's having Karwa Chauth Vrat, so they are not drinking a single drop of water. So whole day they feel so much tired, right? So without water, without drinking water, we cannot imagine our life. So because water helps us healthy and fresh. So that is very important role of water in our life, use in drinking. Next we have bathing to feel fresh and clean. We use bathing. We need water to bath and stay clean. Bathing removes dirt and keeps us healthy. So in morning the first thing you do it's your bathing time, and for this you have to use water only. Now cooking, we use water to wash fruits and vegetables, boil food and prepare meals. We all know that there are many other dust particles which only remove with the help of the water. So we wash vegetables, boil and fruits, and we also boil food with the help of the water. Now cleaning, for cleaning we also need water for our home, for any other things. When we clean our homes, wash clothes and dishes using water, it helps keep our surrounding tidy. Watering plants, plants also need water, and watering plants is one of the main function which is played by the water. So plants need water to grow. We use water to take care of the trees, flowers and vegetables in our gardens. for animals. So not for human beings, not for plants. Animals also need water. Animals also need water. We give water to pet animals like dogs, cats, and birds to drink. Each living organism need water for their thirst. Recreational activities, we use water for swimming and other fun activities like boating and applying with water and playing with. We use water for swimming and other fun activities like boating and playing with water toys. So water is also a recreational activities for us, right? Factories and industries. Big factories use water to make things like paper, clothes, and food items, right? Each and everything which you seen on this earth now, it is not completed without water, right? It needs water for their completion. So, water transport. Boats and ships use water to travel rivers and seas, help people and goods move from one place to the another. From one place to the another. From one place to another. Water is precious. We must use it carefully and never waste it. Let's promise to save every drop. So we have to take a promise here that we are going to save each drop of the water and we use it wisely. Okay, if you find, okay, fine, the you washed your fruits and vegetable, that water you can reuse it for pouring the you can use that water for watering the plant. So simply you have to use the water wisely and always keep in mind that you should avoid the wastage of it. The next thing, storing water for later use, because we don't know when water is not with us. So we always keep in mind, then we have a habit to save water for our later use. Water is very important for our daily needs, but sometimes water may not be available all the time. So at that time we have to keep in mind that we have to save the water with different techniques. What are those techniques? In summer, many places do not get enough water. In some areas there is less rainfall. So that is why we must store water. Storing water means saving water in tanks, pots, buckets or bottles so we can use it when there is no water. So we don't need the harvesting process totally. We can save the water in bottles, in big buckets, in big tanks for our later use. Now people store water in buckets and drums at home, tanks on rooftops, well and ponds in village, large water tanks in towns and cities. So these are the techniques they are using for saving or storing the water. Next, stored water helps us for drinking, cooking, cleaning and bathing when fresh water is not coming. So we should store water carefully and never waste it. Let's always remember, water saved is water earned. So those water is saved by you and me. It will be the water we earn for us, right? Now, traditional and modern vessels for storing water. Now we are discussing about the traditional and modern vessels in which we are storing our water. So, first, people store water in different kinds of vessels at home. These vessels help us to save water for later use. Basically, we need vessels and for storing the food. Basically, we need vessel for storing water for our later use. Now, first we are discussing about the traditional vessels. Long ago, people used simple and Long ago, people used simple and natural containers to store water. Some of them were earthen pots, matkas. We generally say these kind of matkas you have in your home in summery season. So these keep water cool. Brass or copper vessel. These were strong and healthy to use. And clay pitchers made by potters used mostly in villages. So these three things we have in our traditional vessels. The first one, earthen pots, brass or copper, and clay pitchers. Okay. Next we have modern vessels. What are those modern vessels? And modern vessels you can see in your surroundings nowadays also. So today we also use new types of containers to store water. These are plastic buckets and drums. They are light and easy to carry. Steel container. These are the plastic containers you always seen. The plastic bucket is a common in it is very common in nowadays and you see in your surroundings, and basically we are using to store our water inside it. Now steel container, they are shiny and strong. Water tanks, large tanks are used on rooftops to supply water to taps. So what we understand here, These buckets are used for store water inside your bathroom. This steel container, they are shining and strong buckets, so it is an alternative for the buckets who don't like plastic basically. Next, the water tank. So this is basically a tanki which is placed on your rooftops for the storage, the big storage of the water. And this tanki will be connected to the taps of your home. It will be providing you water from it, right? Now, both traditional and modern vessels are useful, but we must always keep them clean and covered. So what you have to keep in mind that you are storing your water, and this water you going to use for later use. So you always keep in mind that you have to cover it properly, otherwise your water gets spoiled. So what is the use of it? Now, to keep the water safe for drinking and using, let's store water wisely and never waste it. Again and again we repeating only one thing: we have to save it, we have to never waste it. So these things you have to keep in your mind. Okay, now we are going to discuss what are the ways we have to save water and respect water. So let's discuss in detail, because we already discussed so many times, don't waste water, don't waste water, but how can we stop this habit? So these are the things which we have to keep in our mind. Water is precious, we must save it and use it wisely. There are many easy ways we can help. First, reuse water. How can you stop the wastage of water? By reusing them. Use water left after washing fruits and vegetables to water plants. Do not throw away clean water. Use it for cleaning or mopping. So what you have to keep in mind, while you washing your vegetables or fruits, that water you can use to water your plants. The next thing, you can use that water for also your cleaning or mopping. Now, care for birds and animals. Keep a bowl of water right outside for birds, especially in summer. Give clean water to animals to drink, because animals also need water, but how can they get? With help from us only. So what you have to keep in summer, you have to take a brass bowl or any other bowl and you have to fill it with water and you have to place it in your balcony. Now, use water wisely. Turn off the tap while brushing your teeth. Take short baths instead of wasting water. So always keep in mind that you have to take only short baths, and you always keep in mind while you're brushing now, don't open your tap, because some of students, what would do while they brushing, they always keep open their हो गया टाइम आपका? Have a good journey. So what we have to keep in mind, that use water wisely. Turn off the tap while brushing your teeth. Take short baths instead of wasting water. So what you have to keep in mind while you brushing, always keep in mind, you have to you have to off your tap first, and then the other things, don't take shower. Always take water inside the bucket and then you have to take the short baths from it. Now respect water. Never play with water or waste it. Tell others to save water too. Every drop is important. If we all save and respect water, we will never run out of it. So what you have to keep in your mind, that if you save water, you can use those water for your future use and you will never run out of it. So students, this is the end of your chapter. I hope so you understand the importance and how you have to show respect towards the water and your gratitude towards the rain. So now I'm going to meet you in your next class. Till that, bye bye. Have a good day.